Hello and welcome to Unbound with Dhruv
Okay.
and it's been a while. Some of you might remember us from the Untitled Gadget podcast, and technology had a bit of a lull period, so to speak. But that's not the case anymore. Technology is very exciting in good ways, bad ways, and sometimes inconsequential ways as well. And of course, AI is the big elephant in the room. But all said and done, enough has happened, enough has been happening that we thought that it's time for us to make a comeback.
Yeah.
And so here we are. Akshay, what are we talking about today other than your bear?
Well,
Akshay got a bear, by the way.
yeah, a bear that has apparently gone viral. It's from Starbucks. I guess you told me that a lot of people are talking about it on social media.
They are. This thing is like selling out, reselling for like 7,000, 8,000 rupees,
Yeah. I
and it's a
did pay.
glass battery.
Yeah, so we did not pay that much for that, but yeah, we did get it day before yesterday, first thing in the morning.
Yeah, but like if you're feeling a bit of FOMO about this, you can probably ping Akshay and ask him where he got it from. There's probably still some in stock.
Please don't ping me.
or don't ping him. Not for a bear. You can ping him otherwise. So what's been happening this week? I think there's AI, of course, but like let's talk about Apple first because
Yeah, they came out with their first with this year's earnings report, right?
they did, and it's profits everywhere.
I mean, if Apple is not making profit, that means there's some serious problem going on.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous that like on one hand, journalists and even like the tech enthusiasts, they'll go ahead and say that oh look, the iPhone 17 Pro, it's so generic, it doesn't have, I don't know, like a snap-on telephoto lens. We're going to come to that in a bit. But all the latest AI features, and yet Apple keeps selling phones.
Well, it's because it's become the standard, especially in US and Europe.
Yeah.
It's growing fast in India as well. So what do you expect? They are going to increase their profits no matter what. And it's something that a lot of people rely on. I use it as my primary phone as well. And iPhone is also a status symbol for quite a few people, in fact.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't think the status symbol aspect really stands anymore. Everybody can just pick up an iPhone on an EMI. It costs 70,000 rupees, 72,000 rupees, which is the same as any Android phone, even like a mid range Android phone.
But you realize our country, especially, is over 1 billion people.
Yeah.
And for a lot of them, buying an iPhone is aspirational.
Mm.
We're thinking our friend circle and whatnot. Of course, for them, it's attainable. But for majority of Indians, it's not. Even with EMIs, it still costs money. And for them, it is an aspirational product.
Yeah.
Eventually, they want to buy it. And which is why Apple is growing in countries like India and maybe other parts of the world, because I think it's quite saturated in the US and Europe already.
Yeah.
But we also have a habit, like as humans, when we get used to something, we want to stick with it. So I think a lot of iPhone customers just upgrade to another iPhone because
Yeah. Repeat customers for sure.
repeat customers, or it's something that like they've made it easy
Mm.
to transfer your stuff to another iPhone, and you already used to it. So a lot of people just keep buying iPhones because that's what they want to use. That's what they use daily.
Yeah. So, from what I can see, like they had a 16% jump in revenue, about like 143 billion in profits. Like these are numbers off the top of my head. So, if I'm wrong, just like don't come after me. And I think like the sales increase for iPhone 17 was 20 or 30% or so, which is, those numbers are crazy. Like you don't see that with Android manufacturers. And but the bigger or the more interesting thing over here is that for all the shit that Apple has gotten about not having the latest AI features or that Siri is bad, well, it's not actually had an effect on their sales at all.
Well, Siri is bad at the moment, but I think people don't give a shit. Let's be honest. They don't care how they interact with AI on something like an iPhone or your personal device. It's not like AI is, well, at the moment, AI is not ruling your world completely. Yes, you might depend on it for work, but you're not using it 24/7. They need a device that just works, something that all their friends also have. For example, in the US, iMessage is the default texting app. So I think it's probably because of that. Most customers don't, I don't think, care about AI. They care about how the phone functions. Is it something that I am already used to, and they just want to use what they've already been using.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of our algorithms on Twitter or X or Instagram or whatever is very tech focused. So we keep seeing the conversation about AI, but a majority of people don't see that. They don't care about AI. I don't think.
I think I have a theory related to this, and it's somewhat tangential. It's related to what you just said.
Okay.
It's that people have no loyalty towards AI. They don't care about having an Apple branded AI. You have Gemini, you have OpenAI, you have Claude, DeepSeek, and a few other offshoots as well. And then you also have local AI if that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
The point is that they're all familiar enough, and like, sure, Gemini has a few things that it does better, and Claude has a few other things that it does better. But at the end of the day, when it comes to buying hardware or like a phone,
Yeah.
um, the iPhone is giving you a great experience of interacting with that AI. So it's just Apple wants to be like the best medium for you to interact with AI, and it doesn't matter what AI that you use.
Yeah.
And I think we can see that in their approach towards the future of Siri as well, right? Where they're okay with, like, let Gemini handle all the smarts. We handle the interface by which people use.
Yeah, I think you should tell that to Satya Nadella as well with what he's doing with Windows because they've really pushed Copilot on so many devices. It's which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, I think what you're saying is absolutely correct. And there's something, as I said, you should talk to Satya Nadella about it because Microsoft is screwing up everything in the past few weeks, including my personal PC, which I'll tell you the story.
Yeah, but like on that note, didn't you just text me today morning like with a tweet? I think like isn't Microsoft kind of going back and they'll be removing a few Copilot features
Yeah.
because there's been enough backlash about it.
Actually, I don't remember from the top of my head, but let me open what I came across in the morning. What basically is, well, this is a tweet from Jez Gordon at Windows Central. I think it's a story as well. Microsoft is pulling back on Windows 11 Copilot integrations following negative backlash. So there's a lot of people are pissed off about it. It's not like I am pissed off about it. I've actually removed all AI from Windows from my Windows 11. But yeah, I think they should follow the same concept as the same ideology as Apple because as a hardware company, Apple is delivering what they have always done. And you're right that there's no loyalty to AI. If I will show you my AI folder, I have all the apps,
Yeah.
and I don't depend on one. I don't want to depend on one because not all of them give the same results or even quality results. Something that ChatGPT might give me, I find that Gemini does a better job at that.
Mhm.
That's which is why I have so many apps.
Yeah.
But I don't depend on it because I find it a little boring, to be honest. And I don't use the generative features at all.
Also, I mean, I know we're kind of digressing from the topic, and there is no end to the philosophical discussions about this topic, but also I think we're very much in the clear at this point, as has been said by many, many researchers as well, that LLMs are not the route towards all encompassing intelligence. And this is like we've reached a bit of a zenith where the spending has become so large that you have to find use cases to justify that spend. And I'm kind of glad that Apple did not go down that route.
Same here. I think they also said that, I think they did a study and they read some papers and they were like, that's not worth it. It's not worth the capital.
Yeah.
Might as well just use someone else's, like how Microsoft is. It's not like they are building their own LLMs. They're using cloud, if I'm not mistaken, and then ChatGPT as well.
So I think like I mean Microsoft is in a very interesting situation because
It's not interesting. It's called bullshit.
it is bullshit, but also like they've made massive investments into OpenAI, but internally everybody uses Claude, and they can't find anybody to use Copilot.
Well, let's talk about that when we actually talk about Microsoft.
No, no, let us talk about Microsoft actually. Like, why are we waiting? Because this is the bullshit. And like, you're more knowledgeable about this because I washed my hands off Microsoft many years ago. I just can't deal with what they do with every upgrade. But yeah, so you mentioned something that they pushed out an update that almost killed your PC.
No, it killed all. Yes, almost killed my PC. So I'm like you. For my daily work, I don't use Windows. I use a Mac. But for my gaming, I have a gaming PC, right? So in Jan, like I think a few days ago or a few weeks or last week, they pushed out an update which basically I was playing Red Dead Redemption, the first one, and all of a sudden there's a screen say I encountered a problem. We need to restart your PC. Like, what the fuck? In the middle of a fucking cutscene.
That actually sounds like something that would pop up like within Red Dead.
Yeah, and then my PC just shut down. It started just rebooting 3 4 times without actually even coming to the BIOS page. Forget in the login page of Windows. It just kept restarting again and again. So eventually I just opened up my PC, removed the entire all the RAMs and put it back in, and thankfully I came to the login page. But I had to delete that recent update because my PC was becoming unbootable. And this was a problem I had 2 3 weeks ago, and I had a similar problem as well. So I had to do the same thing. So this latest update,
And what was the deal with the update? Like, why was it killing PCs?
it had a message of unmountable boot something something boot.
Right.
And I was like, and then I asked my
Was it AI related?
so I asked my gaming friends, why is this happening? And they were like, dude, you don't like. So I'm not that much into the tech news. I'm kind of jaded that way. I try to disconnect with everything.
Yeah, he actually decided to take a bit of a break from tech because it
I
got so boring.
I got bored. I literally got bored, especially smartphones. But anyway, my friends told me it's because these guys, people at Microsoft, are pushing people to use AI for coding. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you gonna and apparently they bricked a lot of laptops as well. A lot of people at
Yeah.
yeah, like at workspaces are you facing
See, I'm not entirely opposed to using AI as a productivity multiplier. There are use cases for it. It's just I feel that there's a difference between checked and unchecked usage of AI. Like if you don't know what you're doing with AI, and I see this a lot. So I write a lot about open source apps, and I run a lot of open source and self-hosted apps. And there's been a sudden flood of vibe coded open source apps. It's gotten to a point that on Reddit, like, they've had to ban vibe coded apps for 6 days of the week. Only one day of the week are you even allowed to post an app which is vibe coded because the quality is so bad. But on the flip side, I'm also seeing bigger projects, even on Linux, like Linux, for the Linux kernel, there are people who actually know what they're doing and they are using AI as a productivity multiplier. So I don't even think it's just an AI issue. It's more of a Microsoft issue where there's no quality control.
whatever the issue is, Windows is your hero product. You don't fuck around with your hero product. It's like Apple pushing out an update that bricks iPhones, and there are millions of them. And you
Yeah.
can't even it's not something that you screw around with, or at least test it. Do some QA for it and then roll it out to people instead of just rolling it out. And then, like, if you open Satya Nadella's page on X, or
I won't, but okay.
please open it, and I ask you to open it as well, and just see the replies. It's everyone is just either complaining, calling him microslop, or trolling him. And sometimes I feel tempted to do it as well, but I'm like, screw it. I don't want to get involved in this conversation because I'm already pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people who's going to rant on X to Satya Nadella on X, and as if he's going to see my tweet. You know, he's not going to see it. But clearly, they've been reacting to the negative feedback, and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to focus more on it and improve it. I mean, it's still PR talk in my eyes. But at the end of the day, if you're going to lay off 30,000, 60,000 people in a year
Mm,
and then replace it with AI, and then this shit happens right after, of course, people are going to be pissed off. What do you expect?
yeah.
I am definitely pissed off.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not even going to talk about what they've done with Xbox. Let's not get there.
now I want you to talk about what they've done with Xbox. They have killed Xbox.
They've killed the second biggest gaming brand that used to be after PlayStation. It was Xbox. They killed it.
Mm.
They wanted to. They've increased the prices of Game Pass to, like, in the US, it's $30 a month. Especially with so many layoffs happening.
Even in India, isn't it?
India, it increased quite a bit in India as well. Brazil, it was a 2x jump.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
But also, like, there are no like Xbox games anymore.
I mean,
What are you paying for?
even if there are, but uh, Game Pass is a subscription service.
Yeah.
Now, Netflix works well because it's content that you can consume quickly.
Actually, if in case you have no idea what is Game Pass, which I think most of you will know, but in case you don't know, It's basically Netflix for games that run on PCs and on Xbox hardware
And streaming as well.
and streaming as well. So you pay whatever amount a month. It seems like it's $30 a month in the US right now, and you get a catalog of games that you can play. It's basically Netflix.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But it doesn't work in terms of games because games cost a lot of money to make. That means it costs a lot of money to acquire them for your service. It's not like Netflix that you can shoot in 3 months and have the thing ready in 1 year's time. Games take a lot of like GTA 6 could take, I don't know how long it's going to take. It's going to launch 15 years after GTA 4.
yeah. I think GTA 6, the preliminary development work started 9 years ago.
It doesn't, whatever it is. But Game Pass, on the other end, it's like, you're not owning those games, right? Games don't stay there forever. They leave the service just like how movies and TV shows leave in Netflix. And it's a service that costs a lot of money, which you don't even know whether you're going to be able to. If you're a casual gamer, you don't have that much time to play a game. So there's a good time. There might be a point that the game has left the service and you couldn't finish the game, then you have to buy it. That to a digital product. It's not a physical disc or anything like that. So it's a lot about ownership, a lot about how much it costs. It was a great deal when it cost like $10-15 a month. In India, it costed what? 300 to 500 bucks. I don't forget what the price was. And there are different tiers as well. But when you jack up the price so much, people are just gonna buy games on sale on Steam or on the local from the local shop as a second-hand title. Who wants to
I
pay
think
so much money?
the other factor is that Xbox just lean too hard into Game Pass. It's not that Sony doesn't have its own version of Game Pass. They have PlayStation Plus.
Great games.
One, they have great games, and two, they didn't bet the house on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
It's an add-on which is available, but you still have your physical games. You can buy games wherever you want.
Yeah, and but I have to criticize Satya Nadella about this also because he pushed game streaming. Not everyone has a great internet connection to play a game, you know. And even if they do, it's still not guaranteed that you're gonna have a great experience. And then you come out with a free tier where you're gonna be shown ads. Yes, I'm playing Red Dead Redemption. Like here you go. There's an ad from some supermarket here. Are you really, like? Do you really think I'm gonna go buy Domino's pizza if you show me an ad?
But this would be a great use case for AI. What if it showed you contextual ads? Like it showed you Mexican food. Why are you playing Red Dead?
Yeah, but one thing I know about gamers that they don't like is getting interrupted.
They also don't like paying for things.
That is true, or reasonable amount of money. But then again, why not? If it's something, see, in my eyes, your product costs or is valued what the customer is willing to pay for it. That's it. An iPhone costs $1,000 in the US and over a lakh in India, at least the pro models, because people are willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. It's not like even for movies and TV shows, people pirate the shit out of it to date. And I think piracy has come back in my opinion because again,
No, it's growing
yeah,
massively.
because streaming is getting expensive. So people,
I mean, streaming is getting expensive, and there are too many options.
and there are too many, and which you don't know which service has which movie or a TV.
Correct. Like, and then some services will not have certain movies in a certain region, or
So annoying.
it's kind of ridiculous.
It is very annoying, and the fastest way to actually watch a movie is just to pirate it.
That is true. That is actually true. But uh, I mean, you've given me lots of segues in this last discussion. I wanted to talk about,
I've been away from tech for a while, which means I have a lot of fucking.
yeah, there's like a lot of pent up tech anger. So, well, I mean, okay, let's play a game. Have you played? Have you read the Goosebumps books?
Long time ago.
Yeah. If you remember, they used to have a choose your own adventure series as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of RPG like role playing. Well, not games, but books that you can choose your
Okay.
adventure ones.
Yeah. So okay. So from this discussion, I have like some interesting segues to enter into, and one of them is new consoles coming in 2027.
Yeah.
And also RAM prices, and also the need for new consoles.
Yeah, I think there's no need for new consoles because, to be honest, this generation has been very lackluster. Give high का है की कोई इस generation कुछ आया ही नहीं है ढंग का.
Yeah, I mean, until you start playing Flight Simulator on a PS5,
But
that thing struggles to hit 30 FPS.
I think people are not ready for a new console because we haven't seen that many games for consoles or
Mm.
for PC for that matter. Like not that many great games have come out this generation. So I think they're gonna either. I think it's gonna be a very iffy generation because we don't know if people are gonna actually upgrade because it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And again, the conversation comes back to fucking AI. Because of AI, RAM prices are fucking high, and in my opinion, it's destroying the environment as well. It's bringing up the costs of living for wherever they have these data centers. I don't know if you've seen. You can watch it on YouTube. Actually, there was a town in the US that actually won
A lawsuit, right?
the lawsuit against Google to not open the data centers because the the energy price would go up, the water would gets destroyed, and costs for everything else goes up because it's a small town. And there's another documentary, or not a documentary, a news report on YouTube about Elon Musk's data center. There is a farm on the doorstep of their data center, and their water is fucked.
Yeah.
Like they're getting dirty water, full of chemicals.
So there was another very interesting video about
emitting a lot of gases or and whatnot.
all of that, and also noise, because there's so much, like, while there's a lot of liquid cooling that goes on,
Yeah.
but you still have exhausts and fans, and like these data centers are huge. So people have been complaining that there's a constant buzz in the air. Now, of course, like, we live in India, so we're kind of used to like construction noises
You can get it right now.
and cooking noises and a whole lot of noises going off all around us.
Isn't Google opening a data center in Visakhapatnam nearby, right?
I mean, Google does have data centers in India.
No, but-
Is it an AI?
I think it's the AI one.
Okay.
So I have, I think they're going to open it. I'm not, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But if they do,
Mm.
I think the people in Visakhapatnam don't know what they have signed up for.
Mm.
Because fine, it's next to the coast, but your energy prices might go up. The water is might get fucked. At least clean water might get fucked.
Now, I'm sure some politicians are getting rich off it.
It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is that you should be aware that data centers can ruin your environment.
Yeah. True. But yeah, like, new consoles potentially coming out in 2027. Do we need one already?
No.
Debatable. It just feels like it was just yesterday that I bought my PlayStation 5, but in some games I can feel the performance drops as well. So it's a bit of a toss up. And it has been, what, 6 years?
Has it been?
It's been 6 years since the
It doesn't
PS5
feel
came.
like doesn't feel
It doesn't feel like it, but it has been 6 years since the PS5 came out. So maybe it actually is time for a new
You
generation.
know why? Because not many games have come out.
No, bro, it's the COVID era.
Let's not talk about.
We're the COVID kids.
I know I have deleted that time from my head. Like I don't remember anything from that.
Did you bang some plates?
No.
All right. While I have you here, there's a rumor going around that there's going to be a new PS Portal this year as well.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, the OLED
Not
model.
PS models. I think it's going to be a handheld PS.
No, that's coming out with the PlayStation.
The OLED one. No, I'm not
Yeah.
excited about that one.
But evidently, like, the PlayStation Portal sold surprisingly well for Sony.
Yeah, because you need to free up your TV, right? Like let's
Yeah.
say your family wants to watch a movie, but you still have PlayStation running on. You can go to the other room, play it on your portal or whatever. You can do it on your phones as well. By the way, if you have a accessory that has kind of a controller like Razer makes one.
Yeah,
It's a Kishi, I think. You can do that with your phone as well, but this is a dedicated.
it's not as good. Like, I've got like a bunch of those controllers, but it's not as
Yeah, it's not as good.
like, every time I think of buying the PlayStation Portal, like, because I feel like, yeah, I should get it because I can just like sit in bed and like play Flight Simulator.
And you were complaining about consumerism with the bear, right?
And then I don't buy it. And I haven't bought one yet.
Even I haven't. I don't need it. I have a Steam Deck, to be honest. I just enjoy playing it on that.
But okay, so here's the interesting nugget of information. Evidently, the PlayStation Portal, which can't even play any games on its own, has outsold every single PC handheld on the market.
Yeah, because PlayStation is a big brand. Like it's like, and it matters to people who want to like just lay down in the bed and play a round of Fortnite, or maybe they're playing an RPG, just do one mission here and there, and just go back. So it will sell well. And
I mean, it's kind of interesting because I think it just raises a big point that don't listen to everything on the internet, because before the PlayStation Portal came out, or actually got released, when it got announced, everybody hated it. Like,
hated it.
every single person said that this is the most pointless
Do you know why?
thing ever.
It's because people expect a full-blown portable console from Sony. That's why they want a Vita. They do Vita,
Yeah, well,
especially after how well the Nintendo Switch did.
yeah. I mean, I think, like, as far as technology goes, like, there's enough of a crossover between consoles and PC at this date that we kind of know what is possible and what isn't possible.
Yeah.
Like, we know that with, like, 5 years ago, with the existing technology on the market, it was not possible to make a PlayStation 5 Portal. Were able.
It also depends on how developers optimize their games, because it depends on, it's not only the hardware, it's also how the game has been developed or what tweaks they make for the hardware. So that's what's the problem with the Vita. Like, not a lot of games were made for that console.
Yeah.
But Nintendo Switch proved that a lot of games can work well in a handheld format.
True, but then, like, those were bespoke experiences made for the Switch.
Not really. You have big AAA titles like The Witcher, Red Dead Redemption.
They look terrible.
No,
They look terrible on the Switch.
They do. But if someone who wants to play Red Dead Redemption on a plane, they can.
I mean, you can play Red Dead Redemption on the plane. Like, the iPhone plays it better than the first Nintendo Switch.
I haven't played it on the phone though. But again, the iPhone, you need to understand.
And it's free with Netflix.
You need to understand, iPhone comes out every year.
Yeah.
A game console comes out every 6 to 7 years.
True.
So you're bound to expect a huge leap in performance.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
So, what other fuck ups have we observed recently?
But did you see FKBHD's new video on OnePlus?
I did, and I kind of agree with him. I even wrote about it from a different perspective when they had the ARB rollback. They killed the ARB rollback, but they've sort of brought it back, and that was a bit of a debacle.
I honestly don't think OnePlus is on a back foot per se. I don't think there's a downfall. It's definitely slowed, but I don't think what he said in his video. You also need to understand he's coming from the US lens, where OnePlus isn't as popular.
But OnePlus isn't as popular even in India today.
To be honest, I don't know about today, but when this phone launched, the OnePlus 9 Pro, right? I was at a party, and this is very story. That's when I knew that OnePlus is in the zeitgeist. I was at a party with quite a few wealthy people, to be honest. But we were just talking, and this phone had just launched, and I had it in my pocket, and they're like, "Oh, you have the new OnePlus?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but I did not expect these people to know these, because they use iPhones, right? And they know Samsung because everyone knows Samsung because of TVs and whatnot. But they knew OnePlus, and they knew this was OnePlus's latest phone. So, and a lot of people did. So, and even if you step out, if you go down the street, if you go ask your delivery guys or whatever, they know the brand OnePlus. It's not like they don't.
Yeah.
So they do have a lot of brand value in India. I don't know about the US. Of course, US is mostly,
I think it's slightly different, where I feel personally that OnePlus is kind of struggling to find its audience. They had built a lot of reputation around an enthusiast audience.
Yeah.
And they've killed all of those features. Like, they're not very enthusiast first anymore, nor are they enthusiast first in their marketing either. The camera, they've tried a lot, but like, they could never really nail the experience. It's good, but you can get better at the same price point. The hardware is good, but you can get the same from another brand at the same price point. So what exactly are you buying a OnePlus phone for?
I'll be honest, it's the software, it's Oxygen OS. I'll be very honest.
But it's not really Oxygen OS anymore.
I enjoyed thoroughly on my OnePlus 9 Pro.
Yeah, that's a 9 Pro. That's like running the older stuff, man.
I don't know how it is today.
Yeah.
But honestly speaking, like, this phone had conked off. Like, the battery died completely because fast charging and batteries die. And I replaced it with the original battery, and it runs brand new. I genuinely enjoy using this phone more than my iPhone. For safety and privacy concerns, I use iPhone as my private device. But for my work stuff, I use OnePlus. And I genuinely enjoy. The screen is incredible. Fast charging is incredible. Wireless fast charging, AirWalk, that's what they call it.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I generally enjoy it. And what are the new phones? I have no idea what the new phones are called.
No, but I mean, forget about
15, right?
yeah, the 15. But like, I genuinely feel that OnePlus kind of peaked at the 9 Pro 10 era. Like, that's when like they were just like firing on all cylinders and they had everything right going for them. And then I don't know, like, yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that go around that Oppo wants to kill OnePlus, and like some people that Oppo doesn't know, like OnePlus, this, that, whatever. I kind of don't give a shit about
To be
that.
honest, we have the Oppo here, the new one, which look very close, similar to the 15, right?
Yeah, but I think it's the OnePlus which looks close to the Oppo.
Either way, whatever.
Yeah.
This is a Vivo, right? Vivo is doing some incredible stuff with photography, from what I've seen. But I do kind of agree that I think that when those two brands were, you know what happens when you live with smart devices, they randomly speak to you. So something is happening with the washer here.
But Bosch has finished drawing.
But as I was saying that, um, what was the thing?
You were saying that
Huh.
OnePlus.
Since OnePlus and yeah, OnePlus. Since OnePlus and Oppo are so like when they, I don't know if they work independently or not, but a lot of the softwares are very similar. Even the way the phones look are quite similar. I understand they try to cut costs, especially in a market where uh like everything is getting more expensive. Storage is getting expensive. RAMs are getting expensive. Screens are getting expensive. I understand why they're doing it, but yes, OnePlus needs to still have their own identity and needs to stay separate from Oppo. I think that's the biggest mistake they did.
I mean, they can stay separate from Oppo, but I think they also need a reason for people to buy their phones. And I just don't see that anymore. They're good phones.
Huh.
There is nothing wrong with a OnePlus phone.
Yeah.
But why should I choose a OnePlus over an Oppo, a Vivo, an iPhone, or Samsung? That is the question. That
What a Samsung, I can say Samsung looks boring as fuck.
well, I mean,
It does.
you know my
does.
you know my feelings about Samsung phones. So
But it looks boring as hell.
we're talking probably from a consumer point.
Yeah, I'm talking from a consumer perspective as well. It looks boring as hell. I don't like the software, and if they use Exynos chipsets in India, I'm not touching that thing.
Sure.
But I can't answer the question whether you should pick an Oppo, Vivo, or OnePlus.
Yeah.
I cannot answer that because, to be honest, I am not that as well informed about those three phones because I stayed away from tech for a bit. But also, aren't these the three brands that dominate the Indian market?
They do. I mean, they've been eating OnePlus's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Well, OnePlus is part of it.
Eh,
I would say they're eating Samsung and Xiaomi's breakfast.
They're okay. So Xiaomi is a whole different ball game,
This-
and I think that deserves its own its own episode.
No, we will talk about Xiaomi because I'm still pissed with them. Xiaomi is not a whole ballgame. They're in a different fucking universe. I have no idea what they're doing with it, especially in India. I have no idea what they're doing, especially when some of their executives act like Reddit mods on Twitter. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like, guys, this is a billion-dollar company. Act like it. Don't reply to. And I'm not going to take names, but sometimes it's just cheesy as hell. It's cringe.
Yeah.
Do your job. Release smartphones which you haven't done out for a while, and you just launched some Redmi phones and smacking it with a hammer is not going to sell the damn phone. Let me be honest. It's not going to sell the phone.
Yeah, I don't know if those gimmicks fly anymore.
Budget phone that costs 35 grand.
Does it actually cost 30?
I don't know. I think so. I don't give a fuck.
I mean,
Oh,
that is plausible because Redmi phones there was a point when Redmi phones were like 35 grand, and I'm like,
it's ridiculous.
what the heck?
And it's the biggest. Like I understand that you want to start charging more prices, like higher prices for your phones. But listen, you shouldn't have come out with 10,000 phones in the beginning. Like the perception of your brand, me or Xiaomi, is horrible.
Yeah, but okay, so cool. Xiaomi has, I don't know, it's kind of lost the plot in my opinion. The phones are fairly lackluster. The flagships are interesting, but do they really stand out? I'm not so sure. Then again, I haven't really used,
When you change the name to match with the iPhone 17.
or yeah, there's that.
I
Yeah.
mean, this is just a lot of childish stuff that you're doing that is not really warranted. It's just
So I've heard some interesting theories around this that Xiaomi, you don't care, of course. But okay, do you want to hear the theory?
what's the theory? Let's hear it.
The theory is that basically Xiaomi doesn't really care all that much about its smartphone business anymore
Seems like it.
because the rest of the businesses are so big and they have like the automobile, and that's the future that they're looking at. So the phones are there and they'll keep pumping out phones while they're still selling, but maybe it's not that critical for them anymore.
Remind me, where do they sell their cars?
In China.
That's it, right? Nowhere else.
Yeah, I think they're entering the European market soon.
Are they?
I think so.
I mean, if they are, great for them.
So they're selling it in GT7 though.
But I don't think that's a business they can rely on that much because they like US doesn't allow Chinese EV companies to sell their products there,
That's true.
right? I have a feeling India will have something similar setup. We already do kind of,
Yeah.
right? And
Also, like, I'll be very interested to see how they compete with Stellantis and Geely.
what's the that?
Stellantis is okay. So clearly, you've not just been out of tech, but also automobiles,
I
and
don't care about cars.
that's going to be like our next segment because I wanted to talk about digital detox and coffee with Karan.
It looks like I've been detoxing for like a year and a half, 2 years. I don't even know.
That, ladies and gentlemen, that was our pause for the Untitled Gadget podcast. We needed a digital detox. Um, But okay, so Stellantis is the group which basically owns like everything from Jeep
Oh,
to a whole bunch of like other car brands.
Jeep Compass. That's the only one I know.
Yeah, so that's actually like a Chinese company now,
Okay.
and
Isn't MG part of that as well, or is it?
MG is also
So it's a Chinese company, but
so is Volvo now, by the way.
really?
Yeah, Volvo has like got bought out by a Chinese conglomerate in 2009. I am not sure if it's Stellantis because I kind of don't. I'm not that deep into automobiles as well.
And
I care about the car, not so much about
I
the
just
ownership.
I don't like EVs.
My next car is probably going to be an EV.
I like hybrids. I just don't like EVs.
But my next car is probably going to be an EV.
Good luck.
That is going to be episode 3. Okay. I kind of forgot how we got onto this.
What digital detox?
We were talking about digital detox. So yeah, you mentioned that you haven't really been following the smartphone landscape for a bit.
I mean, I keep reading your work. I see it on Instagram. I see it on Twitter. Mostly people complaining about Xiaomi, Samsung, OnePlus, everybody basically.
Yeah.
And when iOS 26 came out, I killed my phone at 2 years. I was really pissed off. I think that was the worst iOS update that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I really don't give a shit.
So for some background perspective, um, today I also like make copious use of certain digital detox features, but I have never come across anybody else who uses focus modes with as much focus as Akshay does.
Yeah, it is. My phone is constantly either on do not disturb, sleep mode, or fuck off mode.
Fuck off mode. Please explain.
Just switch off the phone or throw the phone away, and I don't want to. And I don't even wear my Apple Watch anymore, to be honest. So I don't care about your calls, notifications, nothing. Unless it's from my wife or my parents or her parents, I don't care.
Yeah, so millennials, before you got onto detox modes, like we had Akshay. But to be fair, like I'm actually very similar. Like so when I go to sleep at night, like I switch off my Wi-Fi and mobile
I
data.
don't do that, but yeah.
Like I do that because I don't want disturbances from pretty much anything in the middle of the night.
I mentioned, right, that I use a Xiaomi phone for something else. So what I do use that phone for is in my bedside to watch YouTube or to watch Netflix before I sleep with the earphone on. But phone does not have a SIM card. It does not have any social media on it. It does not have WhatsApp on it. It just has YouTube, Prime, Netflix, Hotstar. That's it. And Twitter maybe if I want to scroll something. But but the Twitter I've had notifications of even before, like even when I like since 2018, 17,
Yeah.
I've had all notifications off. I don't. In fact, all social media accounts of mine, I have notifications completely off. I don't care.
Yeah, no, so like even during the day, like for me, I use focus modes and their equivalents on pretty much like every device that I use. So For like WhatsApp is pretty much muted everywhere
Yeah.
because I don't. I mean, I usually have, if I need it for work, like if I know that there's some work conversation going on, I'll have it open on my desktop, but it's muted on my phone.
Yeah.
Slack, I usually keep on during the work hours.
Yeah.
And outside of that, everything else is muted because like it's just too much. Like it's just too much.
Didn't I read like some like Karan Johar or something is doing some digital detox this week or
Yeah, Karan Johar is on a week long digital detox.
and why is that?
I don't know. Maybe like he's stressed out.
About what? See, I do digital detox because I don't give a fuck. But I also have
Yeah.
privilege to do that. I feel that
Mm.
a lot of people who can do digital detox are wealthy or maybe well to do who can afford to do that.
No, so we'll get to that in a second. I think the other point that's worth bringing up is that it there's also a certain expectation that like you're just perpetually available. Like if it's your immediate circle, like I get it. Like, I make it a point that I'll immediately reply. But
Yeah.
in work messages which are not like critical, whatever, like it's just that the world has somehow started expecting that you are going to be available 24/7.
Yeah.
And if I'm like just replying to shit 24/7, be it on Instagram DMs or uh, you know, WhatsApp or whatever else new comes up, how the heck do I focus and get my work done?
So that's part of the reason why I stopped wearing an Apple Watch because it's always asking for your attention. I know you can turn off notifications
Yeah.
and as whatnot, but for me it was just getting annoying, especially something at the on my wrist kept buzzing. I'm like, fuck this. I only use the Apple Watch when I'm swimming or if I'm out on a walk or if I'm even though I haven't exercised in a while, but when I'm trying to exercise. But apart from that, I'm either wearing a a mechanical watch, or I'm wearing my G Shocks, but that's it. Or I'm not wearing anything at all.
Mm.
So that's where it first began, and then eventually when I started working remotely, I was like, screw it. I just tossed my phone aside. I'm like, I'll look at it when I want to look at it.
Yeah.
When I'm out, when I'm taking a break or something. But apart from that, like I'm not that active because I just don't want to be available to people. But that's something that I've done for myself. But not everyone can do that.
Yeah. Well, like, what do you think about Gen Z's like moving towards dumb phones? There's evidently like 25% boost in sales.
I love it. It reminds me of what our time in the 2000s when we had our Nokias and Sony Ericssons and whatnot.
Mm.
And I think they realize that listen, not everything needs to be connected to 24/7. I want to go off
In
grid.
fact, like I'm seeing not just smartphones, I'm seeing this move towards analog media across the board. You're seeing, iPods had a resurgence.
I use that iPod every day.
There you go. Digital cameras. And like they're selling for basically what they used to cost 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think that I saw some reel also. Like there's some dude who found a store in Chandni Chowk
Mm.
or in Calcutta. I might be mistaken, which sells these old cameras.
I've got two sitting on my desk right now.
You collect stuff, but
I
a
mean,
lot of people have started buying this.
like there's a reason everybody calls me the OG hipster.
And I think there's a new what would you call it? Sorry, someone's so it's a digital camera,
Yeah.
but it works like a disposable camera. Like
Uh-huh.
you don't get to see the images until you plug it to your computer.
Yeah, there's a bunch of
There's
those.
not
There's also
there's not even an LCD screen on it.
there's also the new Kodak camera.
I don't know what that is.
Like Charmera. Okay, so it's basic. I don't know. It just sounds stupid no matter how you pronounce it, but it's basically a keychain camera, and that takes photographs in like VGA quality. It's terrible images,
Yeah.
and they all look like they've got like a heavy Instagram filter on them, but it's all for the vibes.
Well, if people like it, why the hell not?
Yeah, I think like we moved from that accuracy and natural colors and everything.
You don't understand that when we were growing up, we found it cool to have technology advanced. To be honest, as in my to be honest, I was just going to say this. I don't think as humanity as advanced technology wise, we have not.
Mm.
We've just made our lives easier with certain innovations, but we haven't really like. Okay, have you heard of this guy called Jimmy Carr, the comedian
Mm.
from the UK?
Yeah.
He said something that I completely agree with. He said, "Remove all the screens from your life, and we're back in the 1980s."
That's true.
And it's true.
Yeah.
Remove all the screens from your life, and we're back in the 1980s.
I mean, remove all the screens from your life. You 1980s, I think like 1950s,
70s,
50s, 60s.
70s, 60s.
Yeah.
People didn't have televisions. Like, not many households had television that time. So I kind of agree that like humanity has not progressed in terms of technology wise. I think we will when we were talking about AI. I think even generative AI it doesn't matter. When AI is used to progress physics, let's say it can solve string theory or general relativity or whatever, something like that. That's when I feel that AI should go towards, and that's when I feel like we've made a leap in technology, like in technology.
But no, fair. I mean, I agree with you, but I think
So this is probably why like kids these days are sick of social media, because they're born with it.
I don't think they're just sick of social media. I think they're just sick of technology overdose. I know I am. Like,
I am as well.
I mean,
I was sick 4 years ago.
yeah, you were sick 4 years ago of of smartphones, not like all technology,
I mean, yeah,
but like, I mean,
not gaming for sure. Yeah,
yeah, but like for me as well, like I've just been, I want something with authenticity to it. Like that's why I listen to records. Like I don't care if it's like, and I know we have friends who care about, super high fidelity
I am that.
accuracy.
I do.
Yeah, I care more about the crackle, the cracks,
Crackle on the battle.
the crackle on the vinyl because it's some record that I
I
pulled out
this
from
walks to
some.
that sound as well.
I mean, leave aside the sound characteristics, like some record that I pulled out from some dusty old store in Cuba, like it's it's authentic.
Yeah.
It's probably been passed down through 10 different families at that point. Probably has seen like some random history.
In fact, people have started buying CDs, a lot
Yeah,
of CDs on eBay. I bought,
Few is making CD players.
yeah, which is why I bought it.
People,
I bought vinyls, even though I don't have a vinyl player, but I do hope to have one. I bought some Pink Floyd records. You have extensive collection of vinyls. There's a nice Gullas one back there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's back there. It's a great album. And people like physical media.
yeah,
There were some Gen Z people from in our family that I met, and I asked them, and
Gen Z people.
yeah, I think even younger. By the way, even younger.
It's cute how we refer to Gen Z people as like a whole different
Yeah,
alien breed.
but do you know they've never seen a Walkman in their life.
Yeah.
They don't even know what it looks like.
Mhm.
They don't know what a cassette is. They don't know what a VHS player is. And I'm like, guys, now I feel old.
Yeah, I've had
And
the misfortune of having that conversation.
yeah, so then I showed it to these people, and they were actually quite enamored by it. They were fascinated by it. So how did this work? You put the cassette in, and how did the sound come out? Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's the recording tape and the cassette. That's where the sound is. It comes out of the Walkman through the earphones. I mean, I could not explain it deeply, but still.
Yeah. But anywho, like I'm glad that people are discovering a little bit of authenticity in this hugely artificial world.
But I think we have to point out that like people like Karan Johar can afford to do that.
That's true.
Like
Yeah.
a gig worker or people in corporate whose livelihood depend on the internet, on devices. They cannot do a digital detox, not for even 2 days. He might be doing it for a week, and in my opinion, that's still a short time if you're doing it for 4 years. But general 98% of the people in the world who are who have some sort of a job, they cannot afford to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could take a vacation and then do it, but you cannot just randomly out of the blue get out of the bed and just decide that, fuck it, I'm going to do a digital detox today. Can't do that.
No, I mean that's true. It's a very privileged position
It is.
to be in, to be able to do a digital detox.
Yeah.
The same way that, like, well, not the same way, but also like I feel that in some ways it's become a bit of a flex.
I mean, I'm saying I do a digital detox, but I still interact with social media every day. I do. It's not that I do. I just do it less.
I mean, circling back to our conversation, all of that, the vibes and, like the searching for a more analog and more authentic experience, I feel that that also comes from a place of privilege. Um,
Yeah, it's expensive.
Records are expensive, cassettes are expensive. all of these things are expensive. Like I know how expensive my record hobby is.
Although in Japan, it's not.
Yeah, but like
Because, because in Japan, treasure physical media, they're still coming out with cassette players over there. They still buy records, physical records, CD or vinyl or cassettes.
yeah, but the cost of records itself, like new records, is insane.
It is.
So I don't
It's high because the demand is not there.
So I was looking up this. So there's a reissue of this record by Chiranjeet Singh, the guy who came up with the album 10 Ragas on the Disco Beat,
Yeah, I remember.
the inspiration behind Glass Beams.
Yeah.
So they've done a reissue of that. The original record sells for like $3,000 to.
I would not pay that.
I wouldn't either. But the reissue is also like $60 for an album. That is ridiculous.
Well,
When you can, when you're paying 100 rupees a month to stream all the music in the world, the fact that you can afford to buy a 5,000, 6,000 rupee record for the vibes, that is purely privilege.
it is privilege, which is why I recommend people to go on eBay or something like that or OLX.
It's more expensive, sir.
No, I bought the entire Pink Floyd discography on CD though, not vinyl, for like $25, $30. I think I remember I sent you that picture, right? So yeah, maybe don't buy vinyl, buy CD. It will be cheaper. The sound quality is still great, but you want to choose your hobby in a responsible way. You cannot just splash out thousands of dollars on vinyls when,
Yeah, but
especially with so many layoffs happening these days. You have to.
true. I mean, which is a good segue. Very nice, interesting segue to our next section. But nicely done.
I did not plan that, to be honest.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I mean, like, I just wanted to get in a final statement, basically, that, we talk about digital detox and all of this chasing authenticity, be true to yourself and all of that. But like, you can only do that if you're privileged enough.
Yeah,
Like, all of this shit is expensive.
that is.
And the AI can pretty much guarantee that you're going to get laid off any day.
Yeah, at this point, if you think you're going to work for Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and you think you're going to retire, it's not going to happen. Like I just said before starting this recording, I was reading a post. There was a person who was working at Amazon for 28 years and they got laid off. Like this, like you need to understand and accept the fact that if you're working at these big FANG companies, whatever the fuck you call it, they are not going to be loyal to you. AI is going to replace your job eventually, or at least they will try their best to do that. Or it's going to get offshore to us to in India, which causes a lot more social issues. And and you are going to get laid off eventually, no matter how long you've been at that company. Maybe not now, maybe 5 years from now, 1 year from actually 1 year from now, it is possible that you might get like someone who worked at Amazon for 28 years got laid off.
But talking about cultivating expensive hobbies, maybe right now is not the best time for it.
Yeah. With so many layoffs happening, yeah, you should not be buying $3,000 vinyls. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, what was it? Anthropic CEO recently said, right, that 50% of white collar jobs will likely be gone in the next year or two.
I believe him, and I like the fact that he's honest about it. And it's a big possibility that yes, a lot of white collar jobs will be either offshored or they won't be needed. It affects a lot of people. It affects lawyers, accountants.
I think offshoring is also no longer a solution. Like it is. Amazon just laid off 16,000 people, including from India.
Yeah, and that bringing more jobs here, which cause a lot of social issues in the US.
What kind of jobs are there? Like we don't know. Like
We all know what it is.
so for what it's worth, it might literally just be more delivery partners.
We all know what it is. It might be that, or it's just using these people as cheap labor to train AI models or whatever, develop whatever. And when it's self-sufficient, lay off these people too. Lay off people in India. I think companies like these have no loyalty to their employees. I don't know if I mentioned or not. There was a person in Amazon who worked for 28 years and they got laid off.
Yes.
So if you're working at Amazon, or especially in AI or whatever, it doesn't matter what field, unless you're a delivery person or whatever. If you're in the physical side of the business, you're going to get affected eventually. These companies don't have loyalty to people. And if and my advice to a lot of even though I'm not a developer, but I would say that whatever you've learned here, upskill a little bit and apply these skills to in a different industry so that your future is secure. But I also understand not everyone can do that.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, that's pretty tough things on
Oh
the
yeah.
other side of the world. But it was tough as well, and a lot of stuff that I have very confusing thoughts and opinions on. For example, Google just launched this new product called Google Genie yesterday, which basically lets you prompt an entire virtual world and create a game in it. Now, it's not much of a game. You can just
Yeah, it lacks interactivity and
yeah, it's just a character that you can move around in a virtual world. But I see the step one, and we've seen other game developers who also talk about this, about how they're going to use AI instead of like an advanced version of procedurally generated words. And I'm not so sure because on the same note, like I saw a tweet yesterday from somebody posting a video of a Final Fantasy game from like 10 20 years
5 7.
seven, and it looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, it did not have ray tracing. Yes, it did not have the latest gimmicks, but there was so much charm and authenticity in that visual. It looked like a game, and that's fine. I don't need all of my games to look like the real world or some, whatever. Like, where do you see AI fitting into the gaming spaces?
Definitely a tool that might increase their workflow or make them more efficient. I can see that. I mean, it's already happening. That's for sure. But I don't like this. The genie generating a whole video. I don't know if they're capable of generating a whole video game, but whatever it is, yes, it does look nice. Some of it does look nice, but I I have the same feelings as how AI is like how AI music exists. Like video games or any creative field for that matter, video games, movies, music has needs that human touch, in my opinion, that creativity that comes from like storytelling or visual storytelling, especially that comes from the brains of a human, for me, supersedes any AI. I don't think they can come up with great stories like The Last of Us, the first one. Beautiful fucking story. I don't think AI can come up with that. It can only build on it, maybe use it as an inspiration, but it can't create it. At least right now. And some of these and a lot of stories in gaming, not all of them, is human based. Like they're human stories. Like if you look at Fallout, it's interactions between humans. Or if it's a science fiction game, or if it's Gears of War, there's always that human element involved. Same with music, like how you were talking about how music is like sounds or whatever. Like AI generated music sounds like trash to me. Some of it is okay, especially when you see these reels on how would Beatles sound in reggae or whatever. Those are fine for entertainment as a reel,
Entertainment is
as a reel, but I don't want that all the time.
lots of interesting stuff on AI. As usual, that sounds like the most banal thing to say right now. But that is also the thing that this it's a very fast moving piece of technology. And like, I mean, I also wanted to talk about CloudBot, now known as MoldBot, now known as OpenClaw.
That's I can't keep up with all that.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I experimented with this week, and it's actually incredibly useful, especially if you run local AI, which I do. Uh, but again, like every week there's something new or the other, and I am excited about how the after a very long time, it's also like literally leapfrogging week on week. Um,
And AI technology, not technology as a whole.
true, with potential pitfalls and pretty major pitfalls. But I think we leave that for next week because I'm sure we'll find some new tech disaster or something nice.
Probably tomorrow, and I'm gonna have something new to bitch about.
Yeah, I'll probably get a text from you either that you hope you need to check out this tweet.
Yeah.
Uh, that was it. I think that's a wrap on episode one. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope we'll have some interesting stuff about next week.
All right. Thanks, guys. This was
Fun.
This was fun.